Body President.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alejandro Alcantar. I'm the Executive Vice President.
I'm Ashley Clipper. I'm the VP for clubs.
I'm Nicholas Mejia, Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Jessica Hernandez, pronoun she, her, hers, VP for Equity and Community Affairs.
Mikhail Candelaria, pronouns he, him, his, Vice President for Student Life and Facilities.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samir Ibrahimovic. I'm the Policy Director for AS.
So I'm going to give you all time to look over the previous minutes.
Motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
Second.
Approved. So we're going to move on to officer reports.
So for my officer report regarding the S&A committee, looks like we're going to be running out of money here pretty soon. We've only got about $60,000 left in the budget with like close to like $200,000 worth of requests. The committee has decided to stop accepting supplemental funding request forms just because it looks like we're going to be running out of money, and it doesn't look like, we don't want to waste people's time with submitting submitting requests that when they're not going to even be heard. And then with the Parking Advisory Board, after extensive searching, looks like we finally found someone to fill it. So that's pretty cool. And then just regarding committees, make sure you apply. You can come talk to me, and then you can get information on how you can be part of a committee. So there's still a few seats open on a couple committees. So yeah, come talk to me, let me know. And with that, I yield my time.
All right. In clubs, last week we had our February club council meeting, and there was also the first funds council meeting of winter quarter. And our next club council meeting will be on March 4th at 7 p.m. in Samuelson 104. We also have our Instagram page, which is amazing. It's CWU_engagement. With that, yield my time.
All right. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, everyone. First off, the last weekend I traveled to Olympia to speak to legislators along with other students from CWU, as well as students from public and private universities across the state of Washington. We had the opportunity to meet with Lieutenant Governor Cyrus Habib for the second time this year and spoke to him about funding the Washington College Grant, which he was in great support of funding. I had the opportunity to meet with state senators and representatives like Hans Zeiger, Phil Fortunato, Alex Ibarra, Mia Gregerson, and Frank Chop. In all, the group from Central Washington University met with approximately 30 different representatives speaking on the importance of funding higher education. The day went very smoothly, and it was a fantastic opportunity for students to get out and talk to their legislators about being an advocate for higher education and learning about the political process. It was a great experience for I and all the students in attendance, providing a great professional development and a great learning experience. Samir will update us on the bill that we were lobbying on behalf of shortly. I have also been able to speak to the West Side and East Side centers recently, which frankly need more representation and resources. I've spoken about the issue in the past and have stated there's great inequity between the main campus and the satellite campuses and centers. A large portion of the students that end up at CW Ellensburg are transfer students from areas in which the centers are located, and the centers pay about $1 million in fees but only receive about 2/3 of the funds back. It's highly regrettable that we're not giving the resources to these students that we all receive on the Ellensburg campus, because they're students too, and frankly deserve better. I'm also having important conversations about narrative grading and the possibility of implementing it in areas that are particularly non-transferable, so that students are able to get through their first year with a better outlook on how to be a better college student. And it gives students a more comprehensive way to review what they are doing well and what they could be doing better on. It is about giving students that are coming right out of high school, getting students that are coming right out of high school up to speed to college level. We're having these conversations currently, and there's no plans put forward yet, but we're figuring out how to go about doing so. And with that, I yield my time.
Hi, everybody. Just gonna go through some updates. Diversity is happening February 20th in Circ 137 from 5 to 7 p.m. If you go check out the event, you could get a free T-shirt and tie-dye it. And I'm working with that with Jacob, the programmer, and Mikkel over there. Also, Poems of Color and Resistance is this Thursday. If you are interested in performing, it could be either a musical piece, a spoken word, poem, anything. DM us on Instagram at ASCWU ESC or email ascwu.community@cwu.edu to sign up to perform. And if you just show up, you could also perform there as well. ESC graduation update. We actually had a graduation workshop with the orgs who are having graduations, and we went through how to book a space, how to order food, and I also want to thank Dean Greg over there for helping us fund the graduations. Dean Greg has been helping a lot. Also, FASA is if they have extra, they will be selling lumpia and ube cookies. And so if you're interested, follow them at ASCWU FASA. LSO, the next student organization, is selling conchas and soda right now. So if you want to get some for your Valentine, for your crush, you should go get some. Also, Mecha is selling tamales. So if you did not put in an order, you could go check out their table right now in the Circ and get some tamales. They're really good, and they are made with some mother's love. All of the organizations accept Venmo. So if you don't have cash, you could Venmo them. Also, Showtime at Central is happening February 21st at 7 p.m. in the Music Building. So make sure to get there early because it will be packed and you will not. It's first come, first serve. So, and then as always, follow us on Instagram at ASCWU ESC. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers. So we'll shout out the 1,000 follower. The 1,000 person to follow us will get a shout out. So yeah, and with that, I yield my time.
Happy Medallion Monday, Wildcats. Just your very necessary weekly reminder to keep plugging away at those traditions on your TK app. Dr. Jenna Hyatt has hers on right now, so if you have any questions about the Tradition Keeper app, make sure to ask one of us. With that, one of the traditions is Wildcat Wednesdays. So from 12 to 2 in the Cirque tabling area, if you're wearing CWU gear, you get a spin for a prize, and it also checks off one of the traditions. All week this week is Random Acts of Kindness Week. So the CLCE, our Center for Leadership and Community Engagement, will be tabling out there and doing some different things. I think today they're giving out donut holes and some cool pins, so make sure to check it out. Wildcat Success Day. So this Thursday from 11 to 1:30 p.m. in the Cirque, throughout the Cirque, near the tabling area and in 137A and B, is going to be a bunch of your resources on campus to help you finish out the quarter as we reach the end of winter quarter, which is crazy. The Condom Fashion Show is this Thursday at 7 p.m. in the Cirque Theater. Wellington may or may not be wearing an outfit made out of condoms as well, so make sure to check it out and come support the Condom Fashion Show. I just want to reiterate the fact, or our program that Jessica talked about, Diversity, next Thursday, 5 p.m. in Cirque 137A and B. It'll be lots of fun, so please be there and learn about diversity that we have on campus. Last Wednesday at the Residence Hall Association, instead of a regular general body meeting, RHA hosted a parking open forum, which was very intuitive for our student body and our residents on campus to kind of discuss some of the issues that students are having with parking, but also ask Andreas Bowman, our VP for Operations, and Chief Jason Berthon Cook any questions they had about parking on campus. And that had a great turnout as well. The Student Union Advisory Board last Wednesday went through our regular voting items for exemption requests and sponsorship forms, but something new is a potential alteration to what our sponsorship rates look like for some of our organizations and clubs on campus. I'll keep you updated with that. Last week was also the Tobacco-Free Campus Open Forum. We had a good turnout. We had a bunch of our professionals from the Health and Wellness Division here to answer questions and get feedback from you all as a student body about whether or not our campus should move towards becoming a tobacco-free campus. The next one is March 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Cirque Pit, so please come with questions. We do go into a referendum vote around the same time as our ASCWU Board of Directors vote, so be on the lookout for that. Also, I don't know if you've seen it, but we have a new fireplace, new doors, and new wayfinding directories. There's one right across there that says the Student Union and Recreation Center that the Student Union team has rolled out. They're still working on the software part as far as how to get like the directory stuff in there, but I'll keep you updated as usual. And with that, I yield.
Good afternoon, Wildcats. I'm going to start with a lobbying update. Thankfully, none of our bills have died. In fact, I'd like to thank Jessica for working with the ESCs to stir up some testimony for the undocumented student loan bill as well as the Washington College grant. On the Washington College grant, the governor is actually signing that bill into law. It's a tax bill essentially that funds the $290 million funding shortfall for the Washington College grant. In addition, the last day to read committee reports is tomorrow, which means floor action in the legislature begins on Wednesday. So that's kind of when the floor debate begins, and we really get to hash out the legislative priorities for this session. Last Wednesday, we also had our Let's Talk About Primaries in the Cirque Theater. About 75 students showed up to that to learn more about the presidential primary process in Washington. We had the Kittitas County Auditor come speak at that event, as well as the local Democrat and Republican party heads. Finally, we are in the works for preparing a voting center for March 10th. We're going with the name Pizza and Primaries to build off of our Donut Forget to Vote on November 5th. We're organizing stakeholders like the county auditor to help us better understand what our obligations will be as a public voting center and how to best inform voters and students on the differences between the November 5th election and this upcoming March 10th election. Besides that, we are always interested in hearing feedback from students on what legislative priorities should be for our office, and we take that feedback on Thursdays in our Student Legislative Action Committee. We just usually host that in the AS conference room. And then we also have a Instagram page for those of you interested in getting better updates about what we're doing, and that is at ASCWU Legislative Affairs. I yield my time.
Okay, so President on the Run this week is on Thursday, 1:30 to 3 p.m. And this week we're going to be talking about the retention of ethnic faculty and staff. We know that our incidence of ethnic faculty and staff is absolutely amazing. However, our retention rates are not so great. And so we want to understand students' perspectives on this issue. SSRC Student Search Review Committee was offered an opportunity to go meet the pro-host candidates, and a few students have been showing up for that, and so it's been good to get everyone's feedback on some of the pro-hosts that they have been meeting. Where will I be this week? Please keep up to date with our social medias. This week I will be at the Condom Fashion Show, the Colors of Resistance. I will be singing. Oh, there's just so much. So please keep up to date. I will be literally everywhere this week. So I will keep you informed on that. So this month, we are celebrating Black History Month and really initially celebrating our Black faculty, staff, and administration on social media, just to acknowledge them a little bit. They work extremely hard. I think all of our faculty, staff, and administration work hard, but our Black faculty work extremely hard without recognition, and so this month, ASCWU would like to just recognize them a little bit. Last week, I was able to lobby with Public Health Department, and that was extremely exciting. We got to lobby on vaping products and getting more funding for Washington State Public Health as far as funding for coronavirus and et cetera. So that was really exciting. So I did receive an email today on some events. I know a lot of students have actually been asking me, but the best way to know about what's happening with Black History Month is to reach out to Black Student Union. However, there are some events that I would like to shed light on. February is Black History Month, but it is also a time to envision Black futures, particularly within our community. From February 7th to March 2nd at the CERC, visitors can view Where There Is Vision, There Is Hope, Portraits of Civil Rights in America. This pop-up exhibit is rolling out in 2 phases. The first phase, which opens in the CERC on February 7th, features large banners with images and words of leaders from the African American Civil Rights Movement. The second phase, which will appear throughout the CWU campus from February 24th to March 20th, will be a series of inspiring posters from leaders of civil rights movements connected to engage with the African American Civil Rights Movement, such as the Asian American Movement and the American Indian Movement, etc. In addition to the exhibit, there will be events on Wednesday, February 12th at 5 p.m. The Africana and Black Studies ABS program will hold their open house in Dean Hall lobby at the MCE. It has been 50 years since students successfully advocated for a Black Studies program at CWU. To mark the occasion, ABS faculty and staff will be on hand to talk about the program in their classes, including courses Hip Hop as Global Culture and Black American Film. On Tuesday, February 25th at 5:30 p.m. at Dean Hall lobby, there will be a talk about Kim Coleman, a native New Orleans resident, historian, storyteller, photographer, and I have no clue what that is. Curatorial manager and education specialist at the McKenna Museums. Black Carnival, How the Black Experience Created a Tradition. Kim's lecture, which occurs on the evening of Mardi Gras, will provide an overview of how racism sparked separate cultural experiences during the carnival season in New Orleans, which they have like festivals like every month. The following Thursday, February 27th at 5:30 p.m. at the Cirque Pig, BSU presents Being Black in Ellensburg, Stories of Triumph from the 4%. Black students are 4% of CWU's student body, but make up only 1% of Ellensburg's total population. Find out where the 4% create and make joy in Ellensburg, both on and both on and off campus. We will hear from Black students, faculty, staff, and community members who will share their stories and of building a positive, inclusive community in Ellensburg. These events and the exhibits are co-sponsored by Africana and Black Studies, the Black Student Union, the Diversity and Equity Center, and the Museum of Culture and Environment at CWU. Parking on the CWU campus is free after 4 p.m., blah, blah, blah. So please come out to all those events just to show your support for our Black faculty, staff, administration, students, etc. Oh, and follow me on Twitter, ASCW_presidents. So we're gonna move on to new business. I'm gonna pass it on to Jessica because she did have a meeting about the Apoyo, so she's just gonna go ahead and give an update on that.
Okay, hi everybody. Yeah, so as Jasmine said, I had a meeting with Dean Greg over here on Friday just to do some updates about Aboyo. And then I also talked about it with my counterpart, Candy Cleary, and also got other insights as well. But basically, here is what is to be known and like factual. Aboyo can no longer be on campus. But they could be as close as they want within the campus, so like anywhere in Ellensburg. But they're also looking at 3 potential spaces of where it could be. They're also partnering up with Fish in hopes of seeking new resources, such as either a new building or renovating an old building to put Apoyo there. Fish has also offered Apoyo a place in the Fish food bank, specifically like a row or a shelf that is dedicated to Apoyo and the foods that they have, which are more catered towards the Latinx population. Me personally, I'll be communicating with the Apoyo faculty and staff about their what they want and what they want to see out of this resolution as well. And I also just want to thank Dean Greg for putting in the time and effort to resolve this issue. And yeah, does anyone else? Jasmine, do you want to say something?
Is there any other comment on that before I move on? All right, so we're gonna move on to environmental green fee update. So this is real complicated. So last meeting we presented a resolution for a green fee. However, we have been really saying no to a lot of fees this year because it's not really beneficial to students to keep paying fees. And once we reach that cap, it's just not the move. So there has been talk about a budget for the sustainability coordinator. I talk about a budget for students to pull out of for green sustainability projects. And so we're holding off on that, on putting forth a green fee until we can ensure that these budgets are actually a thing. So we're not willing to go ahead and do a green fee if there's no need for a green fee. So we're gonna move on to a dining update because Mikhail had a meeting with, what is her name, Denise.
So Jasmine was also present at that meeting. So Jasmine and I had a meeting with the new Assistant Director for Dining Services, Denise Payton. We just want to let you all know that we are aware that there has been some issues as far as student employees within dining. We just want to let you all know that we hear your voices and we're working on coming towards hopefully a few solutions to some of those issues. And I'm just going to go right into our constitution changes. We are going to go into a vote of support for our new constitution changes. If you were at our constitution changes open forum 3 weeks ago, we just briefly talked over some of the changes that we would like to make to how ASCWU student government is structured. As far as next year within the Constitution, we hope in dissolving the Student Academic Senate into something that's called the Student Senate, so it covers a wide array of things versus just academics. We're also looking into moving Ashley's position, the Vice President for Clubs position, completely underneath the Office of Student Involvement. So that would leave 6 executive board members and then 23 student senators that sit on the student senate that represent different areas within the university. So we're just going to go into a vote to show our support for the new constitution changes after we make a motion.
I make a motion to endorse the constitution changes formally.
Second.
All right, we're gonna go into a vote. All in favor, signal aye. All against. All right, it's approved. So we're gonna open up the floor for public comment.
Can I make a public comment?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Black Student Union for doing amazing work this month. Y'all are doing great if y'all are watching or can hear this, but y'all are doing great, and I just want to appreciate all the work, especially that goes unpaid as well, and that we see you and we see all the work that you've been putting in to this month and celebrating your culture and your identity. So.
Any other public comment? Alrighty.
Oh. Just real quick, campus activities had a Jeopardy tournament this weekend, and your boy is in the final for it. So come watch me play Jeopardy. Not this upcoming Saturday, but the next Saturday in the Cirque Theater.
Oh, yes. Okay, so this week, Black faculty will be receiving just a nice little card from ASCWU just to thank y'all for everything you've done for the CW community. So please keep a good lookout for that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting. But our next meeting is February 24th at 1 p.m. And we're going to go ahead and thank 88 Wannaberg for recording us always. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right. We are ending this meeting at 1:27.
Check out Poems of Color happening this Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to go. Going to be lots of talent there. If you're interested in signing up.